Okay, we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream, 7:40 p.m. It is 6:40 p.m. in the Canary Islands. Today we're going to be looking at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press here in Spain. Lots of things happening at the moment, especially related to the wildfires that are ravaging Spain currently. Still many fires on the go around the country, and people's lives not only at risk, but their livelihoods also under threat today as we speak. We'll also look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers, and we'll go into the chat section on the live stream and see what is happening there. So if you are watching live this evening, say hello in that live chat, of course. Now, straight into the news, and as I mentioned, lots of parts of Spain currently on fire. Very difficult to get these fires under control. As we can see, they have been burning now for many days, and more seem to pop up as the days go by. As we can read here, Spain is bracing for 3 more critical days of these wildfires. The Spanish government has warned that wildfires are likely to remain critical until at least Tuesday or Wednesday, with Galicia, Castilla y León, and parts of Extremadura most at risk. Officials fear existing blazes, even when stabilized, could reignite under strong winds, while new outbreaks remain possible. The government hopes relief will come with the end of the heatwave on Monday, as forecast by the State Meteorological Agency, the AEMET. On Saturday, temperatures neared 40 degrees Celsius in provinces already under threat. By late afternoon, the Interior Ministry reported 19 active fires across Galicia, Castilla y León, Extremadura and Asturias, with 12 supported by Military Emergencies Unit, the UME forces. Additional fires were stabilized in Valencia and controlled in León. The northwest quadrant of Spain remains the most affected, with authorities maintaining maximum alert as conditions show little sign of easing. So 3 more days of critical wildfires there, according to the government. Then things should start to calm down. The temperatures are going to change. We'll see this article in just a moment as well. But extreme temperatures in the majority of the country over the last 2 weeks. Basically, it has been a hot fortnight period in the country. Records smashed, as we have seen in these live streams. But fortunately, and as I said, we'll get to this in just a moment, temperatures will be dropping in the majority of the country soon. Next piece of news, and Pedro Sánchez has ended his holidays to confront Spain's worst wildfire crisis. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has cut short his holiday in Lanzarote after Spain endured its worst week of wildfires in history, leaving 3 dead, several injured, and hundreds evacuated. Devastating blazes included Spain's most destructive fire ever at Mozuelas in Carbadella, in Zamora, and Galicia's largest on record at Xandrecha in Ourense. Sánchez chaired a crisis meeting on Tuesday and is now visiting affected areas in Ourense and León. Opposition leader Alberto Núñez Feijóo of the Popular Party visited the fire fronts earlier, pressing for EU aid, which led to France sending 2 water bombing planes. The PP has accused Sánchez of slow leadership and demanded extraordinary measures, including the potential deployment of the army. Government ministries insist they have mobilized aircraft and military units to support regional authorities, but pressure is mounting for stronger political action as fires rage across the country. So, Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez finally deciding that it's a good idea to end his luxurious holiday down there on the island of Lanzarote in the Canary Islands, and put his hands directly on the task at hand, which is controlling the firefighting measures around the country. As we know, Spain confusing politically with 17 autonomous communities, 1 central government, and it gets confusing, as I said, during these times because people don't want to take responsibility. The autonomous communities say that the central government should do more. The central government says that it should be controlled by the autonomous communities. So where do we stand on these measures? But as I said, Pedro Sánchez getting back on deck, controlling the ship that is Spain, and we'll see if we get some more resources to fight these fires, which, as we have seen, raging out of control in many, many places. The biggest fire in Spain's history in the province of Zamora, and also the worst fire in Galicia's history, as we saw there, burning currently in Ourense. And I was in Ourense around a month ago, and I can see why fire is a problem there with the amount of vegetation in that part of the country. Very, very hot, very, very dry conditions, and that vegetation goes up in smoke, as we can see here. Now, what is the reason for a lot of these wildfires? Well, as we saw the other day, the human element, I should say, is behind many of these fires. As we can see here, at least 27 people have been arrested over summer wildfires in Spain. Spanish authorities have reported at least 27 arrests and 83 individuals under investigation since June for crimes linked to wildfires that have devastated thousands of hectares this summer. Many of the blazes are suspected to be intentional or caused by negligence. One forestry worker confessed to starting a fire in Cuevas del Valle, Avila, which destroyed over 2,000 hectares and forced the confinement of 2 towns. In A Coruña, an agricultural worker was arrested after sparking 2 fires during field work, injuring 3 firefighters. Others face charges for setting fires while burning copper cables to extract metal. Officials stress that they will act firmly against those responsible. So far, over 115,000 hectares have burned in August alone, with several fatalities, mass evacuations and serious property damage. Castilla and León remain the hardest hit region, while Galicia has requested state aid as uncontrolled fires continue to spread and disrupt rail links. And that's also something that we should mention on the channel here, that the rail link between Madrid and Galicia has been interrupted, suspended, I think, is the rail service there. And as we saw here also, 27 people arrested over these wildfires, 83 more people under investigation, and people, as we saw there, burning copper cables to get the precious metal to sell on the black market, no doubt, sparking these wildfires. I think 8 wildfires have been caused by this method, so what can I say about the people causing those fires and the other fires caused by, agricultural workers who go out into the field in their heavy machinery, and the sparks set off fire, and as we can see, or as we have seen, the destruction is devastating. So the human element in these fires always seems to be present, and we'll see if more arrests are made on top of those 27 individuals who will most likely face either heavy penalties, economic penalties, or some time in the clink. I don't know. But let's hope that is the case, because I think, as we have also seen in recent times, 15 to 20 years, I think, is the maximum sentence for this type of thing. Arson and creating this destruction and the loss of human life. Now, the final piece of news, and it is related to the weather, and people in Spain currently will be asking the question, when is it going to get cooler? Good question. Well, relief is in sight. As we can see here, Spain's heat wave to end as temperatures fall by 10 degrees Celsius, or will fall by 10 degrees Celsius. Spain's prolonged heat wave is expected to ease from Monday, with the state meteorological agency, the AEMET, forecasting a drop of up to 10% by Tuesday. The current episode continues throughout the infernal August holiday weekend, with highs of 44 degrees predicted in the Guadiana, Guadalquivir and Segura valleys, and red alerts in Seville. Elsewhere in Andalusia, orange and yellow warnings remain in place. Despite the cooling trend, highs will still reach 36 to 39 degrees Celsius across much of the country, and 40 to 42 degrees Celsius in the south and Ebro and Duero valleys. From early next week, cooler Atlantic air is expected to bring more moderate summer temperatures, storm risks, and relief after one of Spain's longest and hottest August heat waves on record. By Tuesday, Ourense, Seville and Badajoz and Madrid could see sharp declines, with highs dropping from around 44 degrees Celsius to the mid-30s. So finally, and I say finally, some relief in sight with the hot temperatures that the majority of the country has been experiencing practically for the month of August. I think around the 3rd of August, the heat wave kicked in, and it hasn't given up since that date, and temperatures around the 40-degree mark now for a couple of weeks on end, and a lot of people, I will say, are fed up with these hot temperatures, trying to keep cool however they can. And the worst part, as we know, what they call the tropical nights in Spain, where the temperature barely drops. You hop into your bed and it feels like you're lying on a pile of hot rubble, hot bricks, or whatever you want to call it, and very, very difficult to get to sleep in these heat waves, and of course the fires that are a result of the strong winds and the heat wave. So some relief in sight just around the corner. Tuesday, I think we'll see, from Tuesday on, I think we'll see a drop in temperatures. Now we'll look at some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers. We'll have a look at this one first from Pasilinost, I think it is. Here in Australia, 90% of fires were caused by powering fallen power lines. We eventually found out. I wouldn't be surprised if in 25 years from now the same data is released for Spain. Thanks, Basil. Yes, Australia also has a problem with wildfires. Every summer they seem to burn out of control in many parts of the country. Some serious wildfires over the decades down there. Fallen power lines, according to this comment, one of the reasons, or the main reasons, for the fires in Australia. Is that the case here in Spain? Don't know. We don't seem to get that report from authorities. Maybe the information will be released in due time or due course. I don't know. But the reasons that we've seen earlier in today's broadcast for the fires that have created havoc in Spain caused by negligence or deliberate acts. And it is a shame that these things have to happen and threaten so many lives. Not only human lives, of course, but people's livestock and people's livelihoods threatened by these fires caused by human negligence. Or maybe, as that person points out there, maybe it is an issue with fallen power lines. Don't know. Don't know. No idea. Thanks for the comment. Another one here from Deborah. The fires are all deliberate. We are being lied to. Massive coincidence worldwide? Question mark, question mark. It isn't people doing this. Look up DEW and Agenda 2030. People need to open their eyes and minds and start researching. Hot summers during July and August, the usual. I've lived in Spain 28 years inland and coast. There's nothing different in the weather. Thanks, Deborah, for the comment. Obviously, Deborah's in the group of people that don't believe the experts. They prefer to do their own research on matters like this, saying that Spain has always been hot, and if I had a euro for every time I've read that in the comment section, it's summer, Spain is hot, nothing to see here, go home, I'd be a rich man. And comments like this from Deborah talking about dew. Is that the Mountain Dew conspiracy that all of a sudden is dominating parts of the internet? Not parts that I read, but parts of the internet. The famous Mountain Dew conspiracy. The name says it all. Mountain Dew conspiracy, if it is that one that Deborah's referring to there. And the famous Agenda 2030, which according to some people is going to disrupt our lives. I don't know. Some people think that it's a policy for the better. Some people think that it's a policy for the worse. I don't know. Deborah obviously sits in one camp there. We know what camp Deborah's sitting in. Living in Spain for 28 years. Always hot. Nothing to see here. Let's move on. Thanks, Deborah, for the comment. And keep your research up. You're going well. Another one here from Disco Stew. I was shocked by a figure in today's El País showing how many of these fires are started deliberately, and that the amount of underinvestment in fire prevention by certain autonomous communities. Apparently, it's cheaper to put fires out than to prevent them. Thanks for the comment, Disco Stew. Yeah, we're starting to see in the newspapers all of the theories as to why the fires have been so devastating this year. Fingers are being pointed at various authorities as to why they didn't do this, as to why they didn't do that. And of course, the theories fly around. And yeah, maybe some of them are true, maybe some of them are not. As I always say, I don't know. Some people don't like me saying I don't know, but I'm going to say it. I don't know what the reason behind the devastation in these fires this year is. Deliberately lit? Yes. Some of them are. Some of them, of course, are not deliberately lit, but are the result of human negligence. People going out into the fields in their heavy machinery and sparks flying. Bang, away they go. And maybe, as we saw in that other comment, there is some power line fault. I don't know. Again, I'm going to say it. I don't know, but fingers will always be pointed for political gain, because it is a political game that we are living at the moment. Spain, central government, autonomous communities controlled by different political parties, and everyone has their opinion and their own agendas on these matters. But the fact of the matter is that the countries burn. One here from Julian. Hi, Stuart. Luckily in Alicante, all is fine. Rather too cold this summer, I think Julian wants to say there. Thanks for the comment, Julian. So one of the fortunate people living in a part of the country where it's not warm, Alicante, apparently cold this summer. There we go. I heard on the news yesterday that virtually the whole country was 35 degrees plus. So I don't know if that's a true reflection or whether we believe what Julian's saying down there, that Alicante is colder than usual this summer. Let us know, the Alicante viewers, what the weather is like, if it is a cold summer or whether it's a boiling hot summer like in the other 99% of the country. Let us know in that comment section below, please. And another comment here from Noelia. Hi, Stu. Thanks for the update. 39 degrees in Cádiz today. Yesterday it was 42. There we go. Cádiz, 39 and 42 degrees. So Noelia sweltering down there. Very, very hot conditions. And I imagine that Cádiz, with those extreme temperatures, is an uncomfortable place to be. Probably quite humid. I don't know, as many parts of the coastal towns and cities are here in Spain, quite humid. And when the temperatures get up, bang, it becomes very, very uncomfortable to live in these places. But as we saw, Alicante bucking the trend this year. Cool. And the final comment here from Sherilyn. The UK has been really hot too. The weather for once has been amazing. Usually I head to my house in Spaoin, but leaving it a while because of stunning weather here in England. Thanks, Sherilyn. Good to see that you guys in the UK are having some decent weather this year. A decent summer, a warm weather. A relatively hot summer for many people. I've seen people complaining that no air conditioning, making it very, very difficult to cool down in that part of the world, parts of the UK. Maybe if the trend continues like this, Sherilyn, the UK will become a holiday destination for people from Southern Europe trying to get better conditions, maybe heading there, or cooler places to cool down, because, as we know, the UK normally doesn't have fantastic summers, but this year, as I said, seem to be bucking the trend, so maybe it will become a summer tourist destination. Maybe the beach resorts in the UK will spring back to life and people will start holidaying there again because of the good weather. Stop coming to places like Spain because it's too hot, unbearably hot, and stay at home and start going to the old Bognor Regises, all of those places that have suffered decline over the years, ever since the Costas here in Spain became the holiday location of choice for many people in the United Kingdom. And maybe, I don't know, that could be the future. Time will tell. Time will tell. All of these resorts could spring back to life. Good news for the ice cream salespeople. Now, we're going to go into the live chat. Before I get there, I need to change the backdrop. Well, it's already on the backdrop here. We can see it there. This photo was sent in by Frank. I'll just put it on the screen here now. There we go. This is the northwest of Spain, and the famous Torre de Hércules, or the Hercules Tower, a Roman construction, a Roman lighthouse built back in the day by the said Romans, and still standing. It is in the city of A Coruña, and probably one of the, well, I'm not going to say probably, I would say that it is the most recognizable landmark in the city of A Coruña. Frank was there recently, traveling around Spain from the United States, and took this snap of the Tower of Hercules in the city of A Coruña. If you have a similar picture you'd like to see on the backdrop, on the screen now you can see the email address to send those photos through to, as Frank has done. spainspeaks@gmail.com. Thank you very much, Frank, for sending that through. And any other information that you would like to send my way, the email address is that one there. Now let me see if I've got the correct backdrop photo here. I don't think I have. Maybe. There we go. All right, there we go. There's Frank's backdrop photo up on the screen now. I'll just de-blur it a little bit, because I know some people don't like the blurred images. There we go. De-blurred. So spainspeaks@gmail.com. Anything you want to send my way, feel free. That is the email address. Articles, whatever you want to send, feel free. Send them through. Anything that you want to bring to my attention. People that have supported the channel in recent times, thank you very much for that, whether it's on the Super Thanks option here on YouTube. I've seen a couple come through today. I'll get to those in just a moment. People that have bought me a coffee, also thank you very much for that. Now that I'm back in Madrid, where coffees cost twice as much as they do in Portugal, it'll come in handy, these the support from people that have bought me a coffee. Thanks for that. And also the longer term supporters on Patreon. Thank you very much for that ongoing support. As the channel members of this YouTube channel do as well, support the channel long term. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. Always is the support from viewers of the channel, and it has been for a while. Thank you very much for that. Now, the QR code is on the screen there for people that want to buy me a coffee. The easy way to do it, if you like. Now, what do I have to do? I have to open the chat section. That is right. Let me open this up here now. As I said, I think some super chats have come through, so I'll get to those here quickly. I think I saw some. Let me see if I can find them here. One from Liz, $10. Thank you very much, Liz. Lemon character. This is a super sticker. Thank you very much, Liz, for that. Lemon character. Apparently, I can't see the emojis or the characters here, but I get a written description. It's a lemon character doing a victory dance with maracas in his hands. There we go. So I'm sure that is a sight to see. The lemon doing the dance there. Izzy, $3.99. Also a super sticker. Pear character, exaggeratedly is it? Stretching his arm forward to offer a cup of coffee. There we go. Thanks for that, Izzy. And another one here from Izzy as well. Don't know whether maybe Izzy's made a mistake there with 2, but if that is the case, Izzy, thanks for the support. Pear character lying on the side raising arms. I don't know whether I can get, if that is a mistake, Izzy, I don't know whether I can return those super stickers. So if that is the case, sorry for that, but it has happened in the past. I think one person said that they double paid, but I didn't see them come through twice, so maybe that is the case here. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for the support. Greatly appreciated. Now, regular chats here in the chat section. One from Andrew, valued member, hoping we are well from a warm and sunny London, 24 degrees there, warm and sunny. Alma, is it? With Simon checking in from Benny Hoffard. Been a while. Hope the people who are affected by the fire are doing okay. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Yeah, it's a struggle for a lot of people, especially people living in the towns that are affected. I don't think any big cities here in Spain have been affected yet. Mainly small villages in these rural parts of the country. Zamora province, one of the worst affected. Ourense province badly affected as well. Cáceres, there's a fire out of control there at the moment in the Jerte Valley, which is spreading into the Salamanca province, I believe. So, yeah, the fires are on the march. And Portugal also suffering the same problems with fires as well. And the Portuguese Prime Minister also deciding to cancel his holidays and get back on deck and control the country, which is going up in flames. And of course, people are blaming politicians. Where are they? Where are the resources? Because this is not a new thing for either of the two countries. It's not new. And every year it seems to be an issue. But anyway, we'll move on. John is in the chat. Hi, Flyer. Hola, amigos. Trust the weekend's going well. Best wishes for the week ahead. Thanks, John, for that. Janet coming in from a sunny Oxford. Need rain there now. There we go. So the hot weather, good for some, but rain now needed, which is the downside of the good weather, of course. Neve coming in from Torrevieja, also with an emoji there. Can't see the emojis, unfortunately, here where I am, but if you're watching the live stream, you'll be able to see them. Gigi coming in from Arizona, surprise there, cooling phase, only 40 degrees Celsius there, Gigi. Thanks for that. Ian in the chat, I saw a Facebook notification and video from a friend in Portugal, and you could see the fire from her house. Yes, Ian, I was also in that fire-affected region yesterday. My car was covered in ashes that were floating in the air. Severe fires. Thousands and thousands of hectares have been burnt. Mountain ranges on fire, also other areas as well. And the skies were full of haze. No, you couldn't. Very poor visibility yesterday in central Portugal. And yes, I have no doubt that people living in that part of the country are very close to those flames. And hopefully they can be put under control quickly. But not easy, given the strong winds that seem to pop up every night. And the very, very dry conditions, of course. Janet also saying here that the family has just returned to the cauldron of Seville after a month in the UK, so recovering now. Thanks for that, Janet. Back to the hot city that would be Seville. I can't, I don't want to think how hot it would be in Seville and how uncomfortable it would be. Amanda Stewart, just to say it is unusually hot in the UK and the festival season, so I think that is why you have fewer viewers than usual tonight, as a lot of people are out. No, same amount of viewers, I think, Amanda. People normally get around 200, maybe sometimes 250 watching live, and then of course more people will watch subsequently, as we can expect. Steppenwolf, Colin, nice to see you back in Spain. Thanks, Colin. I wish I could say it was good to be back in Spain, given how hot it is. But anyway. Ian, I think that's regarding these fires. Spain and Portugal should be lumped together as the fires don't recognise borders. That is true. Ian, they do not have a passport, these fires. They jump the borders like those illegal immigrants. And create havoc. Sane and Simple Podcasting, simply saying hi, good to see you. What else we got going on here? TOL, probably in the United States at the moment. San Diego, there we go. I thought that would be the case. Ciao, Stu and friends joining the party from a pleasant 23 degrees Celsius there. Missing El Puerto, but not the heat. I don't reckon anyone's missing the heat at the moment, Al. As I said, very uncomfortable temperatures in many parts of the country. We saw, I think it was Noelia, saying that in Cádiz, 42 degrees the other day. That is hot. That is hot. Not missing the heat. But, as we saw, cool change on the way. Temperatures dropping by up to 10 degrees Celsius. And that will be a relief for many. Bronny's in the chat, coming in from Wales. Currently feeling warm there, 22 degrees. Similar forecast for the week. Enjoying the live stream. Best wishes. Thanks for that. Luke coming in from the south of Portugal, the Algarve. Tavera is the region there, or the area there. Thanks, Luke, Hopefully no fires down in your part of Portugal. As I said yesterday, the place we were staying at in central Portugal, terrible conditions there in the Guarda region, central Portugal. As I said, ash flying in the air, covered my car, poor visibility from the smoke haze, difficult breathing conditions. Not good. Stephen's coming in from North London, warm there, and watching from a sunny North London. What else? Let's have a look here. Jane saying they're probably low on water too. I don't know if that's the case, Jane. It could be. Don't know. What else what else is going on? Let's have a look here. If they want autonomy, they should step up. Well, so the great debate here in Spain, isn't it? The central government, the autonomous communities. When things like this aren't happening, the system seems to work well. Some people would say that isn't the case, but some people would say it is. And then, of course, when we get these tragedies, whether it's fires or whether it's floods, the central government, what is the role of the central government? That's the question that people seem to ask. Where's Mr. Sanchez? Where is he? He's in Lanzarote in his palace, enjoying his holidays. Don't get me wrong, everyone's entitled to holidays, but when there's an emergency on mainland Spain, is it a good idea to be lying by the pool, sipping on a pina colada? Is it a good idea? I don't know. Not a good look. So I think his advisors or his aides, whatever you want to call them, said, Pedro, tienes que volver. La gente. Ian saying here, surely the government and regional government should already have plans in place before the fires started. Am I missing something? Don't know, Ian, again. Don't have the answers to these questions. You would think that is the case, that they have a fire prevention or fire plan in place, but don't know. Oh, what I forgot to do was put the like icon on the screen for people that maybe haven't hit the like icon yet. Do us a favour. Currently sitting at 95. We'll see if we can get over 100 today as far as likes are concerned. So do us a favour and hit that like icon, please. Where else? What else, sorry, do I have to do here? Let me have a look. Renan coming in from Newport Beach in the States. There we go. My camera has gone dead, so I'm just going to have to fix this. Just bear with me. I'll keep on talking. This is one of the hazards of a live stream. As we can see here, the gear giving up. That is the case currently with the camera. Let me see if I can get it back on. So, yeah, are we missing something as far as these fires and the like are concerned? I don't know. It is a bit of an issue currently, as we can see. And who do we blame? Do we blame the central government? Do we blame anyone at all? The autonomous communities? That's the question, right? All right, now I should be back in action. Let me see if that is indeed the case. Yes, it is. Here we go. So I apologise for that short break in the transmission, and hopefully it won't go off again. Maybe it's a heat issue. That could be the case. I don't know. Let me get comfortable again. Maybe it's a heat issue. Now, where am I? Jane says that she used to live in Andalusia, and whenever they fixed something, they did it in the cheapest way. They were usually better things they could have done, but they didn't. Yep, I think that's a fairly common story, Jane. Liz saying hello to everyone from a very hot Madrid. Thanks for that, Liz. Good to see you. Yes, it is very hot. Kim's in the chat too. There have been a lot of military aircraft flying over Kim's house in Andalusia. Yes, the human element certainly needs looking at, especially when you see people strimming roadsides with lit cigarettes. Yes. Don't know whether I don't know whether we can put the blame to on cigarettes that are thrown out of windows, Kim, but you never know. Johnny's in the chat here too. Have a great week. Isabel coming in from Florida with the super chats that we saw before. Thanks for that, Izzy or Isabel. Billy saying, is it true they are shipping goats into Spain? What's this? Is it true they are shipping goats into Spain, delete the vegetation to prevent wildfires? I don't know, Billy, if that is true or not. I've got no idea. But anyway, thanks for putting the idea out there. Bringing goats into Spain to help with the vegetation. The Jazz Shed. The fires sound awful. I can't imagine how terrible it must be for the people affected. Our thoughts are with the firefighters and their families. Thanks for that. That is true. Thoughts with that. Jimbo, our sports updater here. Rugby test, 38 something against South Africa. Australia won the cricket too. Wow, Australia's doing well at sport at the moment. Neve saying 38 degrees today in Torrevieja, which is Alicante. 40 tomorrow. Not exactly chilly. So contradicting weather report there. Mark saying rubbish, had a terrible summer, odd a few sunny days. That's it. I think that must be in the UK. Gino saying here that the hoping all is well. Sorry, our house in Javea near Alicante, 38 degrees, definitely cooler than 39. Thanks for that. The humidity in El Puerto wasn't really that bad. Thanks for that. UK is already a summer holiday destination. You can hardly move in Oxford and Devon and Cornwall. Never have their lack of visitors. Thanks, Jenna, for that. 28 degrees Celsius in Vermilion, Canada. Hello. Thanks for that. What else we got going on here? Let me have a look here quickly. Ian, I don't know if it's already, but regarding wildfire, surely it makes sense to consider. Well, I think we saw that one already. Thanks for that, Ian, for doubling up there. 42 in Murcia, says Jimmy. Antonio in the chat here too. Hello, Stuart and everyone. Regarding Deborah, the lady who has lived in Spain for 28 years, the weather has changed in Spain, but in places like Galicia for the better, now hotter and with less rainfall. There we go. So Antonio contradicting Deborah's comment there, where the weather hasn't changed in 28 years. 43 in Benihofa. According to Alma and Simon. Jimbo signing off. Talk on Tuesday. Thanks, Jimbo. Another sports update, no doubt. Let's have a look. Simon saying, it's so hot we didn't even bother with the pool. Oscuro, the dark. Yeah, we had some dark there for a while, Bronny. My camera blacked out, maybe due to the hot weather. I've got no idea. Or maybe there's a faulty cable or something. Leslie coming in from Reston, Virginia, going to Alicante in September. Hope all goes well with that trip there. And Simon here saying, the final comment that I can see, we've had the mini digger guy take all the 6-foot tall dry grass and fennel for around 100 meters from our house. 4 skips, cost $500. But worth it for the fire break. Yes, got to be cautionary, I think, and make sure that your property is prepared just in case, Simon, right? Yes, that is true. And another comment here, final one from Ian, also hot in Menorca, but no wildfires. But any wildfires tend to be localized, so should be grateful for that. However, next year may consider the UK for July and August. So there we go, too hot in Spain. Head back to the UK for the summer months. And Jimmy's saying, I've managed to scrape a ton of world-class salt from my this weekend in the heat. There we go. Thanks for that, Jimmy, for the comment there, the last one. On that note, I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a pleasure as always. It's 20 past 8, so I reckon that's enough for today. Back on Tuesday I will be. Hopefully we won't have any more technical issues with these live streams. It's the second one that we've had in recent times, so I might have to renew the cable connecting the camera to the computer or look for another source. I don't know. But anyway, back again on Tuesday. Hope to see you then. Hasta luego. Hasta entonces. Adios. Bye-bye. Stay cool.